Britt Baker situation has never returning to AEW, and I have the reason why. It's not just my opinion, it's actually facts. And I think by the time that you hear what I have to say, you're going to agree with it. Because there are those who think that Britt Baker is in the right, that she has not done anything wrong, and that she's simply being screwed over by AEW. On the flip side, there's those who just simply think that AEW is screwing over Britt Baker. Now, there's a lot to this situation, some of which you may know, some of which you may not know, but here's the reality of the situation. Britt Baker has not been seen on AEW television for almost a year. Why is that? Well, there's a lot of reasons why. Some of which Tony Khan has commented on, some of which Britt Baker has commented on, and a lot have been reported. Take a step back for a year ago. Britt Baker, she had some medical issues. She suffered a freaking stroke and was sidelined. Then, in the summer of 2024, she returns and she works a match with Mercedes Moné for the TBS Championship. A lot of people thought, hey, this is going to be the turning point in Britt Baker's career, in her AEW legacy, right? Because for the last few years, she hasn't really done anything because it's a lot of start and stop pushes, and then she obviously had the stroke and all that good stuff. And so when she does the Moné feud, a lot of people look and they point and they go, that match sucked. Like, the promos were good leading up to it, but that match sucked. Then she had some start and stop pushes. She got an illness. Then she was booked for a Serena Deeb program. But in an off mic moment, she noticed and verbally said, and the cameras picked up on this, and I quote, no one cares, meaning no one cares about this feud. Britt Baker recently took to Twitter and she thanked fans for their support. Now, this comes after last week, AEW held Dynamite in Pittsburgh, or as many AEW fans like to call Britsburg. A lot of people, including myself, thought, hey, if you're ever going to bring back Britt Baker, this would be the show to do it. It's in her hometown. She'd get a major ovation. In AEW, they're missing a lot of stars right now, so hey, let's bring back Britt Baker. And AEW obviously didn't do that. So it got me thinking, okay, it's been a year now. I haven't even got to Tony Khan's comments. I haven't even got to the backstage reports that's coming. Here's the reason I don't think she's ever returning to AEW. You have someone who is a legitimate star, but in a lot of people's eyes has fallen. She's not as big of a star. And if you look at the situation, it goes down like this. And here's my situation has gone completely off. Number one, AEW has not used her in a year, basically. Not the greatest of signs, especially when you're healthy and you're ready to go, and you've made it publicly clear. Even DDP came out and said, hey, this chick's ready to go, and you haven't used her. That's case in point number one. Number two, Tony Khan is reportedly fed up with Britt Baker and does not want to use her, has no interest in doing business with her. And he has an MO of keeping talent who he doesn't want to use under contract until their contracts are up, and then they just part ways instead of just releasing them. That's just the way he handles things. Case in point, Ray Phoenix, Ricky Starks, several, right? Number three, all of the backstage issues. Reportedly, she is not a fan favorite. She is not a favorite among the women locker room, okay? There's been reported instances of people thinking that she holds herself way too highly, that she's not as good as she thinks she is, that she thinks that she should be champion all the time. There's just a bunch of issues backstage. Number four, she had the issue in the public incident with MJF. Reportedly, PW Torch, shout out to Wade Keller, still doing the damn thing. He reported, earlier this year, or last year rather, there was a situation with MJF where she was talking trash about him. Alicia Atout, then girlfriend, then fiance, now wife of MJF, caught wind of this, went to him, said, hey, this chick's talking trash about you. You need to go confront her, right? He did. It was a public, confrontation. So there's 4 reasons right there. Number 5, and I feel like this reason does not get brought up enough, and it should. AEW has moved on. It's no longer 2019. It's no longer 2020, 2021, which is when Britt was at the top of her game, at the top of the women's division, holding it up when they had no division, basically. It was her and Thunder Rosa. That was it. They have talent now. They have legitimate talent, from Toni Storm, their biggest star in the promotion, in my opinion, to Mercedes Moné, who is continually collecting championship belts. Okay, you best believe she's got her eye on the women's tag team titles as your TBS champion. You have Chris Statlander, who they are about to push to the moon as the women's champion. You have Willow Nightingale.
A situation has gone completely
You also
off.
have talent that they're not even using. Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb, Willow Nightingale. You keep going down the list. I mean, Camille hasn't been seen in forever, right? She's fallen off the face of the earth. Who did she piss off? So you have all of these stars, right? There's so many talents. I apologize. I'm sure someone will be in the comments there like, well, you forgot about this name and this name and this name. And it's like, look, I'm sorry. I can only remember so many people. Okay. You go down the roster, you go down the list of talent. There's so much talent. There's so much talent out there for AEW to use. There's a lot bigger stars than Britt Baker. She's still a big star, I think. I really do. But you look at all the reasons. AEW doesn't necessarily need Britt Baker. And I don't think Britt Baker necessarily needs AEW. I think this was a divorce that was made a long time ago that just has not been made public yet. I really do. And so if you look at it like that, it's not looking good for your girl Britt Baker. Now, I'm a Britt Baker fan. I have harped on this and harped on this and harped on this, and I will continue to do so. Britt Baker, in my opinion, is made for WWE. She's made for it. This is sports entertainment. Let's go with it. Right? If I'm Triple H, if I'm Shawn Michaels, and shout out to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, he recently reported this. WWE has had a change of philosophy. Go figure. They do this like every 6 months. Where we will sign talent that we think are main roster ready, and we'll fast track them. We think that there's talent that have main roster potential, and we'll sign them and we'll send them to NXT. And then we have talent, hey, this is NXT, this is a third brand. We're just going to keep you here. We're just going to keep you in NXT, and you're going to be a featured, prominent, top NXT star who's never going to make it to the main roster. We're going to get you over to a certain degree, and then we're going to have you start making other stars. I could see that. You look at Ethan Page, that's what he's doing, a fellow former AEW star. He was someone that was put on the sidelines. He got out, and now he's doing the best work of his career. I think Britt Baker could fall into that category where she could be just used in NXT if you wanted to. If you don't think she's the greatest wrestler in the world, some people do. Some people think that, right? Some people don't. Whatever. I, on the other hand, think she's a main roster talent. I don't know how big of a star she can be in WWE, but she certainly can talk the part. She looks the part. She acts the part. She's got the charisma. Yes, her in-ring skills do lack, but I think, for 6 months, year, her hair's going to be on fire. She's going to try to stick it up Tony Khan, his behind, and you're going to roll with it. And I think if that's the case, then screw it. Do it. Right? I can see that happening. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens with Britt Baker. But if I'm WWE, yeah, I'm picking up the phone. I'm sending a text. I'm shooting an email. Hey, do you have any interest? If I'm Britt Baker, as soon as I get my release, we don't know when that'll be because reportedly she's under contract for years to come. But whenever she does, yeah, I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling Triple H, and I'm calling Shawn Michaels. Call them. See what happens. See if you have any interest. That's what I would do.